Hello guys, Navneet here back with another fragrance review. So we have talked about a lot of fragrances from the brand Fresh. We have reviewed some couple of fragrances from their brands. Today we have come up with another fragrance. Now this fragrance is Sure Shot. So like 1965, this fragrance again is a celebrity fragrance from Salman Khan. Today's review will be very interesting, and that will be because this fragrance is very clean, timeless and very complex kind of fragrance. This fragrance is again a clone of a very designer fragrance. First we'll be looking at the presentation of the fragrance, then we'll be talking about the bottle of the fragrance. We'll be moving towards the note of the fragrance, and then we'll be talking about the performance, the sillage and every aspect of the fragrance. Not wasting any further time, let's start with the review. The presentation of the box is very good. We have the Fresh logo here, the perfume name Sure Shot, then we have the concentration. This is again an Eau de Parfum concentration. This is a pour home variant. This is 100 ml, and that is all in the front of the box. At the back of the box you can see the MRP of the fragrance. So this fragrance is $14.99, but you can get it on Flipkart for $7.99. Let's take a quick look at the bottle of the fragrance. The bottle of the fragrance is what makes this fragrance very posh. The bottle is very well designed, very beautiful bottle. Again, the cap of the fragrance is very tight and it fits very tightly, so no issues there. The atomizer of this fragrance, brilliant. Overall, this fragrance is trying to give you a very designer kind of fragrance. Again, the bottle in the presentation of the fragrance is similar to 1965. The bottle is very good. It is well calibrated, heavy. So that was about the bottle. Let's talk about the juice inside this bottle. What I personally feel, this fragrance is a clone of Issey Miyake Pour Homme. Before moving any further, let's look at the notes of the fragrance. So the top notes of the fragrance are bergamot, mandarin and tarragon. Again, the heart notes or the middle notes of the fragrance are lily of the valley, nutmeg and lotus. And the base notes are vetiver, sandalwood and cedar. So that was the notes of the fragrance. So this fragrance opens up with a blast of tangy and citrusy bergamot. Apart from that, you feel the notes of mandarin very prominent again in this notes. What I really like about this fragrance is using tarragon. If you may know what tarragon is, it is a form of estrogen. It is again very herbaceous sweet and comes with an anise kind of smell. So what this fragrance is trying to give you at the top is very similar to Issey Miyake Pour Homme. What I don't like about this fragrance is that this fragrance misses on the notes of yuzu, cypress and coriander. Now that is what makes Issey Miyake very fresh, and this lacks the fresh part of the Issey Miyake. Still, bergamot, mandarin and tarragon try to compensate for the freshness of this fragrance. Although lotus is the most dominant note in this fragrance, apart from that you can see the use of lily of the valley and with that hints of nutmeg, and that is what makes this fragrance similar to a very designer sweet fragrance. At the middle note itself, this fragrance starts to resemble more and more like Issey Miyake Pour Homme, and at the base it is almost 90 to 95% similar to that fragrance. You also get a very noticeable powdery floral quality from the use of lotus in this fragrance. That might seem to some people as feminine, but it is so subtle and well done that most of the time it will go unnoticed. 40 to 45 minutes into the fragrance and you start to notice the base notes pop out very well. Due to the use of cedar and nutmeg, it is also quite spicy and woody in the background. One thing I've got to say that this is a masterpiece in the celebrity scent category. Fragrance might pick up a lot of hype, not only because this is a clone of a very designer fragrance, but also because this is pushed by Salman Khan. So Salman Khan in himself is a very big brand, and fragrance coming from him would definitely attract a lot of customers in India. It is a very complex scent with so many bitter accords blended so well, but still this fragrance tries to keep it very clean, very elegant, and this can be a timeless classic in your collection. It also has a very beautiful bottle which fits the classiness of the fragrance. That was all about the fragrance. So here's a quick summary of the fragrance. So the opening you'll get a 9 out of 10, and that is because this has a lot of good notes of mandarin. So opening wise, this gets a 9 out of 10. It could still be better if it had the freshness of Issey Miyake Pour Homme. Dry down of this fragrance, again a 9 out of 10, and that is because of the vetiver in this fragrance. So I'm really very impressed with the use of vetiver in this fragrance. It makes this fragrance overall a very sophisticated kind of fragrance. Uniqueness, again an 8 out of 10, and that will be because there are not a lot of alternatives to Issey Miyake Pour Homme in India, and they are trying to give one at a very reasonable cost. Versatility, a 10 out of 10, and that will be because you can apply this fragrance to almost every occasion. Versatility wise, I'll give this fragrance a 10 out of 10, and that will be only because this fragrance can be worn to almost every occasions, and that is because of the complex notes in this fragrance. Due to the complex structuring of this fragrance, versatility wise, this fragrance is a 10 out of 10. You can wear it to almost all occasions, to offices, to parties, to evening dates, to formal occasions, everywhere. This fragrance could be good for people who do not regularly switch their fragrances or who try to stick to one fragrance. Presentation wise, a 9 out of 10. Unlike 1965, the cap was very interesting. The cap of this fragrance is again very tight, but the cap is not that interesting as it had in 1965. So sillage again and 7 out of 10, and you will definitely leave a trail behind whenever you walk wearing this fragrance. Talking about everything, how can we miss the longevity of this fragrance? With a nominal 3 to 4 sprays, this fragrance gives you a longevity of 6 to 7 plus hours. That is very good. I tried to apply this fragrance yesterday night, and in the morning I could still smell some amount of vetiver and a lot of powdery notes because of the lotus in this fragrance. Longevity wise, again a good buy at the cost of 800 rupees. Season wise, try to wear this fragrance either in the spring or summer. So what my overall rating with this fragrance would be a 9 out of 10, and that is because I'm really impressed by the bottle. The very box itself was very impressive. I'm not a very big Salman Khan fan, but this fragrance will make people go crazy. Last but not the least, if you want to feel a very designer, sexy, masculine kind of fragrance, go for Sure Shot. Sure Shot, your money won't be wasted here. So that was my review on this fragrance. I hope you like the review. Do let me know in the comment section down below what other fragrance do you want me to review from the brand Fresh. Apart from Fresh, I'll be making reviews of another fragrances. So for barbershop kind of fragrances, for typical fragrances, whatever your genre is, you can go and search in my playlist. You'll get your genre. People looking for clones and alternatives for expensive perfumes, again, you have I made a playlist for you people. The playlist name is Clone, so you can go and look at the alternatives of various designer fragrance. That was all. Signing off, Navneet, and I hope you have a great day ahead.